Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenithan, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. These are the last few cards to be spoiled for the upcoming set, Worldwalker. Pretty nice cards here, a couple more Noxus cards, and I believe we also have a Demacia Landmark and another Bandle City card. How good are these cards? I think they all can see some play to a varying extent. But yeah, I don't know how long this video will be. Like I said, only 4 cards. No new champions, no new mechanics, so we're just pretty much evaluating cards here. But like I said, some of them are very interesting, and a couple of them are kind of unique in what they do. So, yeah, probably going to be a shorter video today, but whatever. So let's go and look at the cards. I can't wait to play Worldwalker as well, but let's go and look at some of these cards we have today. So, like I said, 4 cards, Demacia Landmark, 2 Noxus cards, Noxus Follower, Noxus Landmark, and a Bandle City unit, New Yordle, in fact. So, first card up, the Demacia Landmark. Petricite Pillar. Nice full art, by the way. Also, I don't think that's Silas, but with the way Legends of Runeterra is, not everything is happening at the same time, so this could be Silas before he became what he is now. So maybe this is going to be a hint to Silas coming up soon-ish in one of the upcoming sets, but yeah. Petricite Pillar. 2 mana, Landmark. Countdown 2. All spells cost 2 more. So, it's a strong effect. But here's the thing. It's pretty much just lasting for 2 turns. Like, the turn you play it, the next turn, and then the next turn after that, pretty much the countdown is over, and it gets destroyed. There are no ways to increase countdown. We have ways to decrease countdown and accelerate it, but we don't have ways to increase countdown, which would actually be kind of a cute mechanic. Like, these kind of positive effect landmarks that have a countdown going, and once they're gone, but you might have a way to increase the countdown. That kind of seems cool. But for now, we don't have a way to increase the landmark countdown, so it's pretty much just a 2-turn thing. But yeah, all spells cost 2 more. I'm gonna say this. I think the card is good, and more specifically, very annoying. It's really hard to evaluate cards like this, though, I'd say. And that is because I feel like these kind of cards, these affecting spell cards, are a little meta dependent. Stony Suppressor is the only other, well, not the only, but the closest analog to this card. The 2 mana 1/3, all spells are increased by 1 as long as it's on the field. That's what I remember it. I hope I don't have my stat line wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a 2 mana card. That card has actually seen some play before in Scouts and just Demacia mid-range in general. Mostly in metas where small, cheap spells were a thing. Like, Scouts played 3 Stony Suppressors during the Ahri Kennen, and just the Ahri meta, not the Ahri meta, sorry, the Kennen meta in general, like Kennen Ezreal, Ahri Kennen, etc., etc. Because, you know, they wanted to make Kennen's spells not free. So, the idea I feel with this card is you would play it the turn before you feel like your opponent is going to combo off. Like, maybe you're playing against, I don't know, a Shellfolk player, and you want to play this to make their pranks expensive. Or you play it on the turn you're going to try and win, and you want to and then you play this to try to get guaranteed, or not guaranteed, but to make it harder for your opponent to actually stabilize and survive a strong attack turn. Now here's the issue. How do you fit this in your deck? Like, it's a good card and strong, but I don't think it's worthy of a deck slot. If it was a created card, like some other champ, or not even a champion, but a unit was creating this card, I'd love this card, but wasting a deck slot in my deck for this, I'm not a fan of. But I will say this too. I like the concept of this card, and if we get even more of these prison/tax cards, Maybe we can do a kind of a tax deck, a prison deck, whatever you want to call it, where you just play a bunch of cards like this, like Petricite Pillars, Stony Suppressor, maybe theoretical cards that also increase mana cost, spell cost as well, and just make it really, really annoying for your opponent to play spells. Very unfun deck concept, by the way, but that's probably why I like that deck concept. But yeah, that's Petricite Pillar. Interesting card, but not really sure how good it is in Constructed. Okay, I guess to get randomly generated off of something like Bomber Twins, but just kind of meh for the current card game. In the future, I feel like in maybe like 5 card releases, this card will see play, but for now, I don't think it will see play. Next card. Obedient Drakehound. Beautiful full art. Beautiful Drakehound. 2 mana 4/1 with quick attack. It also cannot block. And I believe it also can't attack too. I'm pretty sure that's what that symbol means. Can't attack or block normally. So what's it actually do? Well, when an ally attacks, I attack with it. Okay, so it can't attack by itself, but if an ally is attacking, it will attack with that ally. It's kind of cute flavor. It just can't do anything on its own. It needs someone controlling it, like this Minotaur girl here is controlling the Drakehound. So, flavor win, I guess. Now here's the thing. What deck wants this? Aggro? I don't know. Would you rather play this over, I can't remember his name. The bomber guy, the 3/2 for 2, that when it dies, it deals 1 to the enemy Nexus. Legion Grenadier, I think, is actually the name of the guy. Yeah, that sounds about right. Legion Grenadier. Would you rather play this over a Grenadier and aggro? And before you say, maybe you play both of them. Maybe. Maybe you don't play it in, like, full aggro, but more like a scout deck? Like, you can try to put this in scouts. Like, I don't know. Something with multiple attacks feels like a deck that would love to play this card. So, Katarina? I'm not sure, though. 1 health is just so weak in this game where we have, you know, Vile Feast, Pokey Stick, Make It Rain, etc., etc. in terms of pings. So, yeah, not a fan of this card, but I think it's very cute. There's a lot of potential with this card, especially if you can get it over 1 health so it survives the ping. Very annoying to block too, thanks to quick attack. So it's a cute card, and I think it has some potential in a kind of a Noxus beatdown rally deck. The only issue is what Noxus beatdown rally deck? There isn't really one right now, right? But in the future, we could maybe see it. And if it had 1 more attack, you could even say like, oh, what about Reputation? Sadly, it doesn't have that 1 extra attack, that 5/1 stat line. Anyway, Aparo the Great. 3 mana 2/2 Yordle. When I'm summoned, create a random Yordle in hand. Attack. Grant other allied Yordles +1/+0. So immediately when I see a 3 mana 2/2 Yordle who creates a card, my mind immediately goes to Vandal City Mayor. Would I rather play this over Mayor? Would I play both of these in the same deck? Also, what deck wants this? Normally I would be like, oh yeah, Yordle in Arms. Yordle in Arms is still fine, but does Yordle in Arms want this card? Like, Yordle in Arms has kind of just dropped off in terms of play rate for a number of reasons, mostly meta shifts, really. And the Yordle in Arms nerf and other such things, and like Gnar nerf and other nerfs, like the Conchologist nerf, the Mayor nerf, the I don't even remember the names of some of these cards. A lot of cards got nerfed in Yordle and Arms decks, Yordle decks in general. But yeah, Paparo the Great. I feel like as just a value card, I'd rather just play Mayor. If I'm just looking for a 3 mana card that gives me some value, I'd rather just play Mayor. Because Mayor also gives you a discount on multi-region cards. You might say, what if you don't have other multi-region cards in your deck? Well, at the very least, you'll have 1 because the card you get from Mayor is going to be a multi-region card. So there's that. And Paparo the Great, instead of giving a discount to multi-region cards, gives a buff to other allied Yordles. Basically, a +1/+0 buff. He's a arena caster, or whatever that 2-mana 2/2 is in Noxus is called. But he has to attack himself, and Paparo attacking is, well, if he attacks, he's probably not going to survive the attack. Still, though, Yordle Beatdown, it's interesting. Like, this actually is, that's a lot of stats. Like, it gives you an extra Yordle, so even if your opponent Mystic Shots this or just kills it in general, you still got a Yordle. The +1/+0 buff isn't meaningless. Granted, it only does hit Yordles, but still. So yeah, I'm a fan of this card. I have this open right away, actually, so we can actually look at the Yordles. Random Yordle. That's the other problem, is that it's a random Yordle. You're not manifesting the Yordle. I assume Paparo can't hit himself and create himself, because most of the time these cards that create cards cannot create themselves. So looking at this, most of these are solid hits. Like Yordle Squire's a little bit of a low roll, mostly because she's not that high impact by turn 3. But she's still solid. Squeaker's not actually a Yordle, he's only here because he makes a Mecha Yordle. Yordle Explorer is fine if you're in a deck that cares about Yordles. Yordle Smith is pretty great too. Bildrat Rascal and Arena Promoter, in fact, give you a little extra card advantage, if you will. Just discard a useless card in the matchup, create a Mecha Yordle. Yordle Newbie is just, I guess, stats. It's not great, but it's still a 4/4 for 3 if you are able to activate it, which it shouldn't be too hard with Bandle City. Gruff Grenadier can be a little bit of a bad hit, though, if you're not too heavy in Bandle City. You're just basically paid for 4 mana for a 4/3 with impact, which is terrible. However, Lecturing Yordle and Yordle Captain, even with the nerf, Lecturing Yordle is still pretty solid of a card. Just doesn't see play anymore because mostly Bandle City piles are gone. Grifter, Yordle Grifter is probably one of the worst rolls you can get. You're probably just going to be he's probably just going to be a 4 mana 3/3 because you're very unlikely to hit Allegiance in your Yordle deck. And Ranger is Yordle Ranger. It's just a big beefy card, the biggest card you can probably get from, or you can get from Paparo. So looking at these cards, there are what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards here you can hit off of Paparo. If you can't hit Paparo himself, 12 if you can hit Paparo. It's not bad stat. It's basically like a 1 in 11 chance you low roll, which is, I'm counting only the Yordle Grifter as a low roll. If you want to say like Yordle Squire is also a low roll, a 1 in 6 chance. Well, actually, no, that would be a 2 out of 11. So, yeah, it's actually not that bad. But yeah, I think Paparo is fine. I think most of the Yordles you can hit off of Paparo are decent. Of course, this card's evaluation will change as more and more Yordles get added to the game, but I think Paparo is actually solid. Actually, aren't there more Yordles now that I think about it? Isn't Mentor of the Stones a Yordle too? I wonder why Mentor didn't show up. I guess it's because Mentor only got changed. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, a lot of Yordles aren't here because a lot of these a lot of units that are Yordles only recently got the Yordle tag, like the Chemist, the 1 mana 2/1 that creates the Scrappy Bomb. So yeah, there's actually more Yordles now that I think about it. So, you know, all this theory crafting and stuff I did, throw it out the window. Still though, off the top of my mind, I'm pretty sure most of these Yordles that you can hit off of Paparo are solid. The only issue is just a little too high variance. Really, you just want to, I feel like you're only going to play Paparo if you really care about the last line of text, the granting other allied Yordles +1/+0 when he attacks. So that's the main thing I think you need to care about if you want to justify playing Paparo. And our last card, the one that actually I'm a little scared about, the Gray Apothecary. First off, very beautiful art. Like, that is, I don't know, I really like the art. The whole, like, blood magic floating around and stuff. It looks very cool. But what's the actual card do? 2 mana landmark. Is this going to be the first playable Noxus landmark? The only other Noxus landmark I can think of is Nox Cryo Arena, and yeah, that card's bad. So The Gray Apothecary. When an ally with 5+ power dies, create a random follower with 5+ power in hand. So it creates a cool little loop there. It's like 5+ power ally dies, creates another 5+ power. That thing dies, creates another follower, and so on and so forth, unless it gets shrunk by like a troll chant or something, of course. So this is an insane amount of value. So reputation support? Here's the thing though. Does a reputation deck really want this kind of value? I'm not sure. Now, can you perhaps put it in a non-reputation deck and more of a, I don't even want to say control, but more of a grindy mid-range, maybe grindy control deck? Perhaps, depending on exactly what your unit base is looking like. Like how many, here's the question. How many 5+ power allies do you need in your deck to make this worth running? And how many Gray Apothecaries do you run in your deck? And is that just, and is going for that kind of value better than just playing like Captain Farron? Also, I believe you can get, the followers you get, random followers you get are not limited to your region. So you can find things, let's say if you're like a Noxus PNZ deck, you can find Shurima or Ionia or Targon followers. So that's pretty nice too. But again, my only problem with this is Reputation. While Reputation likes the card, Reputation's not really the kind of deck to take advantage of this kind of quote-unquote infinite value that you're bringing here. But yeah, I feel like this is definitely meant for a... it's meant to be a grindy option for a mid-range deck. And I guess it is nice that Reputation gets this. It lets them build in a different way. Maybe Ash LeBlanc, which is only like a little bit of Reputation. Like LeBlanc Severe is the Reputation deck, but Ash LeBlanc plays a little bit of Reputation. Their units get kind of big. They kind of grind a decent amount too after a number of Avaros and Hearth cards. So maybe that's actually the best deck for this card. Still though, as a control player, I'm really scared of this card. This card is a little scary because infinite value is terrifying. Unless I steal this card with Shellfolk, in which case, yeah, play this card some more. But yeah, so that's going to be it. That is all 4 cards. Not much to talk about though, like I said, but in terms of the number of cards, but a lot of in-depth stuff for a couple of these cards, basically Paparo and the Gray Apothecary. And Petricite Pillar and Drakehound have stuff to talk about them as well. But that'll be it for today's video. Tomorrow, not sure what I'm going to be doing because tomorrow, by the time this video comes out, actually, the set will not be out by the time this video comes out, I believe. It should be out in a couple of hours. But the next videos I'll be uploading will be showing off like new decks, I'll do a card rating, of course, like I do with every set, so you have those to look forward to. And then we'll start to go back to our normal content where we just, you know, find cool decks, play them, talk about them, dissect them, basically. So yeah, spoiler season. Good spoiler season. A lot of cool cards, great champions. Can't wait to play the set. Can't wait to play with the champions as well. They all look really fun. Kind of wish we had more control cards, but I'm biased, obviously. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your opinion on these cards. What do you think of like these cards? What do you think Gray Apothecary, for example, goes best in? Do you think I'm underrating Petricite Pillar, etc., etc.? Do you think Paparo is actually good in the current game at the moment? Of course, like I always say, leave your comments down below. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below. Always helps me and the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, I'm going to be playing a lot of it actually these next coming few days because of the new set. You can always go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Senaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye.